skincare. Something that for some of us can be really a painful, dreaded nightmare, not an experience that we want to go through, something that we completely avoid. For others, it can be something that we're working towards, that we're working on, that we're learning, incorporating new things, researching, all of the sorts. And for others, it can really be just a flawless experience. You found your routine, you know what works best for you, and everything like that. Now, wherever you may fall on that spectrum, Kelley from Tiege Hanley is here to show you that it's really not that complicated, but specifically for the men. So what are we gonna do right now? We're gonna go through this Mac Daddy blocks, as he called it. So essentially, Tiege Hanley really tries to just magnify, simplify the process for you. So they not only give you a very nice thank you for your order slip, but on the very back, it's a how-to. So it literally runs down the morning routine, the night routine, how much, sizes, everything of the sort. And then on top of that, they literally have everything labeled for you. You'll know when to wash, you'll know when to scrub, you'll know for the eyes, you'll know for the PM, you'll know the AM, and then finally, this is the super serum. So essentially everything has its own purpose, but it's all laid out, all the instructions are right there for you. So fellas, I'm really targeting and highlighting you because I feel like time and time again, we just don't listen. We try to take matters into our own hands, we don't stay consistent. Then when we stay consistent, we just give up, or we stop, or we don't spread the word or anything like that. So I'm here to tell you that skincare, that the process for finding your routine does not have to be hard. And Kelley will back me up through this interview. So without further ado, I'll let him take it over. I'm gonna go work on my skincare routine. Enjoy episode 131. Keep it simple. All right, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Down to Business podcast here with Tamar Turner. We're rocking and rolling. I feel like I've been saying that a lot with the episodes, but man, while as you know, it's always good to just have a fresh start, a new year, new months, and everything that come with it. We're still very early. I'm very excited for a lot of what we have to come. I definitely do think the year, nonetheless, is still flying by. We're only 2 months in, but I definitely do. I'm feeling it. It's definitely moving. Q1 is well on its way for sure. So I hope everybody has had a good start in that regard. But very excited to be sitting down with Kelley today, man. Somebody who, once again, man, I have to shout the praises of the Guestio platform. He was somebody who I was able to kind of connect with him there. He had a very good, scheduling assistant and booking. Everything was very clear cut, concise, simple and straightforward, as we love it here at Down to Business. And then he was actually even able to send me some products, y'all. Y'all know I love products. Y'all know I love debuting different things. So we're going to get into all of that. He's going to walk me through some things because I actually promised myself that I was not going to. So I opened the box. I looked into it. I read things and just like that. But I promised myself I was not going to touch a single product until Kelley gave me the rundown, the step-by-step of what to do. Because granted, the step-by-steps included, but who better to get it from than the source itself? So,
You bet.
Kelley, how you doing today? How's everything on your end?
Great, Tamar. Thanks so much for having me on your show. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely. So I know we're going to get a host of people from my audience to your audience to even some people just tapping in new on both sides. So can you just tell us a little bit about yourself? And then can you two just tell us what brings you on the podcast today?
Yeah. I'm a serial entrepreneur. This is my third business. I'm all about trying with this business, Tiege Hanley. We're an uncomplicated skincare routine for guys. We're a company owned by men, and we're really focused on, helping as many men as possible look and feel amazing through our skincare systems. So, why I'm on this podcast, I really like to get out there and let other entrepreneurs and other business people know that, I'm here as a resource. I'd like to help out as many guys as I can. This is an opportunity for me to give back. I've had great mentors in my life, and I've had some really interesting experiences. And really, tomorrow is like an entrepreneur. I'm a little bit, they say it's a young man's game. I'm a bit later in my career, and so I think I've got a few things to share, and I'd like to offer them up as much as possible.
Absolutely. Well, you could have fooled me. You don't look a day past 20.
Yeah.
So,
My skin.
we're definitely we're going to get right into it. So I will definitely say one of the first things that caught my eye just about the brand is the slogan. So I'm big on names here. I'm big on from Tiege. I'm actually glad you pronounced it because I didn't know how to pronounce it coming into it. So I that slogan, that mantra, that message really stood out to me because when I think about skincare, yes, that is one of the first words that comes to my mind. Complicated. It's just like, it's what works here, is what works there. You trial and error. I can't tell you how many different products that I bought, things that I read on the back, trial and error. I'm on YouTube here. I'm going through Instagram here. I'm Googling this. I'm trying out this. So to hear that, this brand is really trying to simplify things. It's really men coming together and realizing, look, Here's the problem, but let's not stop. Let's trial and error it. Let's make some things happen until we come up with some solutions here. So, what was really the rhyme and reasoning for coming into business? Was it just a personal experience thing? Were you surrounded by people who you recognize y'all were all resonating with the same issues? How did Tiege Hanley really get his step up off the ground?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I was really interested in like men's skincare and, thinking about how men are taking care of themselves. So that's a big driver. I'm actually really interested in the overall ethos of how men are thinking and feeling today, and taking care of themselves. And, there's a lot of great content being published out there about what it means to be a man today and et cetera, modern male. So I'm very interested in that. I'm very interested in personal care as a category. I wasn't looking any younger. So my wife was really encouraging me to get out there and see what was available. And, I just was completely confused by the whole category. I mean, it's really kind of ridiculous. I didn't know what any of these products did. No one ever educated me on, the fact that, skincare actually can really improve both problems, skincare problems, but also can improve the elasticity of your skin and make you feel and look a little younger over time. Like it's like the women have known that forever. They just kept a secret from the men about that. And, it took us a while to get to it, but that's what we're about. We're trying to help. We supply simple skincare routines to guys, and we're just trying to help guys take care of themselves.
It's important. I think you make a great point, and maybe they were trying to keep some hidden gems from us or some treasures. I also will, just to give my ladies a little bit of the benefit of the doubt. I will also say that sometimes we just don't listen. Sometimes we take matters into
Yeah,
our own
good,
hands.
very good point.
Sometimes you think we know
Very
what
good
we're doing
point.
just the same.
I found myself tomorrow like always, ready to go out to dinner with friends or to see a movie or something, and I was always downstairs waiting and frustrated by the fact that my wife was always the last one, to be ready to go, and so that in itself just is like a trigger to men, like we're ready to go.
Mhm.
Why does it take so long to take care of themselves? But really like having a good skincare routine for a guy doesn't need to be that time consuming. Like if you just spend a couple minutes in the morning and a couple minutes in the evening, like you'll have dramatically improved skin.
I like that. And sometimes it's really just as simple as that. Like I was kind of even listening in the beginning, just all the processes and all the videos and links and clicks and things that we go through, products and money spent sometimes, like you said, it's just as simple as just a few minutes, just being intentional, just, and even ramping it up. It's not saying you have to start with this elaborate and just doing everything, but no, just doing something that you weren't doing before, moving in that
Yeah.
direction. Sometimes it'll really make all the difference for you. I love that. And,
You're spot on. You're exactly correct.
and simplicity for me, simplicity is so key, and that's something that I really realized. I've really started to pay attention to some of these products that I was using. Pay attention to what was in them. Pay attention to the commonalities across natural, organic, everything like that, and even pay attention to the instructions. And sometimes I was really making it harder on myself than I needed to. I was reading too deep into things, or I was trying to get second and third opinions when it's all right here in front of me. So I like that,
Yeah.
the fact that y'all were really able to build a brand with that messaging to men specifically. We need it most definitely, but something that you touched on, I'm very interested. You said entrepreneurship is a young man's game. So, with you kind of coming into business when you did and starting with when you did you have any, reservations? Were you nervous at all? Did you feel like you were behind the eight ball a little bit? Did you feel like you needed to do extra research to make sure you really hit the ground running?
Yeah. When I say it's like a young man's game, it's, entrepreneurship is all about risk, right? I mean, what separates people that are, start businesses is risk taking. I believe in the market. I believe in capitalism. People that, many, 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 many people fail. And many people succeed, and all those people have taken risk. Whether or not you're successful or not, you have to take risk as an entrepreneur. And so for me, I started pretty young, and so I had like a pretty good experience of understanding what goes into running a business. And then I went corporate for 20 years. Um, and so why I say it's a young man's game is because you have more, you have a little bit more risk tolerance, as a young guy. I speak men because we're in the male business, but as a young man or a young female who's thinking about starting your own business, you have more risk. You're less you're more risk adverse when you're younger. You don't have the family responsibility. You may not have the mortgage responsibility. You may not have, as much responsibility as an older entrepreneur that's, worried about putting food on the table for the family. So that's why I think it's easier as a younger person. Now, the negative with that, with being a younger entrepreneur, is you lack the experience, right? You just, and that's okay, but you lack the experience. The older you get, the more experience you have, but you're probably less likely to take risk. So it's a real balancing game. That's why I don't think you see as many people starting businesses later on in their life.
Great point for sure. And I definitely do think too, I would even say your surroundings, just what's around you a lot. I think a lot of times too, the motivation comes in seeing other people doing it, seeing other people take that risk, like you said, because we all think about that and we all think about, you're young, why not do it, or YOLO, or just different things like that. But we also look at others too. We don't just, sometimes we're not always, unless you're just that outgoing, unless you're just that adventurous individual, you may not always dip your foot in that water. You may kind of wait for somebody else to do it and kind of see how it goes for them. And then you may even wait for more people to do it and more people and more people. Sometimes it really takes that over and over and over again. But I understand completely what you're saying, and especially as somebody who this is your third business, not just your first go around with this. So even with each industry, which with each niche, excuse me, that you focus on, you have to pay different attention to it. You have to approach it differently. Yes, there are definitely some similarities and just some commonalities across entrepreneurship, but you have to go into everything with that fresh, that clear mind, just saying, okay, well, what can I do for Tiege Hanley? What can we really do to make sure that this goes off the ground and really elevates? So and thinking about building this business and thinking about the men coming into business and how you guys were really able to develop these products, these routines and everything, what was really that process like building this up? Because like I said, I open this box up, I see so many different products. I see the note card that kind of gives me the instructions and everything. And y'all really do it step by step from night routine to day routine. You broke it down just that simple. So what was this process like really getting that? Do you have somebody on the team who's specifically involved in the routines and figuring things out and trial and error? Is this a collective effort? How does that work on your side?
Yeah, I mean, so we have three separate routines. So I think the one we sent you is probably our most advanced routine. We weren't judging or anything, but we did send you kind of probably our most advanced routine. But we have a as simple of a routine as possible, and it's just, in essence, it's just wash your face with a super high quality face wash. It's amazing how people that either use water or hand soap or bar soap, see dramatic improvements in their skin health by using a really high quality face wash. They make significant. Just the wash itself makes a significant difference, and then moisturizing. And so, really, our basic system is about washing in the morning. So you get up, you brush your teeth, you wash your face. Um, some people like me, if I've taken a shower, I work out, I take a shower, I use my face wash in the shower. It's part of my shower routine. And then you moisturize before you go to work. And at night, you basically do the same thing. You're washing your face with a super high quality face wash, and then you're moisturizing before you go to bed. I like to do it when I brush my teeth, and that creates a routine. So that's a pretty simple routine for a guy. So that's like our essential box, and it just we're just creating a pretty simple routine. We add some anti-aging items, and we add some other items, if you have a more advanced skincare routine. But we came up with basically that routine: wash your face, moisturize, wash your face at night, moisturize before you go to bed. And that routine also includes a twice a week face scrub. So it's really good, especially guys that have razor burns and bumps and blemishes on their skin, to use a really high quality exfoliating scrub. Some of our guys use it more than 2 times a week. They use it like every other day. If you have like really serious razor burn and bumps and blemishes, it's probably not too bad to use it, every 3 days. But using a super high quality face scrub along with a wash and a high quality moisturizer, will really, really do a lot to repair your skin if your skin's in bad shape.
Got you. Got you. Okay. Makes sense. I love, like I said, we're keeping it very simple and laying it all out. So I
Yep.
absolutely love that. Now, in thinking about you being based in Chicago and thinking
Yeah.
about me being down here in Florida, but the fact that we were able to connect, the fact that I know now, I'm going to be talking to my counterparts and my colleagues about this, my guy friends about, check this out, check what's going on. What would you say is really, and I know that obviously Tiege Hanley is in multiple different places, countries, cities, states, you
Yep.
name it. What
Yep.
has really been the when it comes to marketing, when it comes to getting the word out, when it comes to, letting people know what it is that you really do, specifically men, what have you
Yep.
found to be the most successful? Is it word of mouth? Are you guys big on like social media? Are you guys at different events? Are you guys doing things in the Chicago area? What
Yeah.
has been your
Yeah, I mean
success story?
that's a great question. I mean, really, what what is our marketing? How do we market our products? I mean, we still are a direct consumer brand, so our brand is only available at tiege.com, and it's available on Amazon. And you can actually buy it on Walmart and eBay. We're there, because we want to have a presence on those .coms. They don't drive a lot of business for us, but all of what we're doing from a marketing perspective is through social platforms. And if you haven't heard from us or heard about us, it's probably because we're very focused on the type of communication we're doing. We're talking to very specifically, we're talking to guys. So, unfortunately, and I do appreciate all your woman and female audience, but they highly unlikely that they've heard about Tiege Hanley because we really focus on male specific content. We're really focused on content that's, really trying to help guys think about healthy living. So, right, taking care of your skin is also taking care of your body, making sure you're working out, making sure you're eating right, making sure you're drinking right, making sure you have good routines, you're getting as much sleep as you can, you're going to the doctor, which is a hard thing for men to do. So we're talking about all these things. So if you're interested in obviously dating, things of that nature. So if you're a guy and you're into any one of those things, there's a pretty good chance you might have you might have heard of Tiege Hanley and the brand, regardless of where you live. You could be in Mexico City, or you can be in Poland, or you could be anywhere in the U.S. There's a decent chance. I mean, we're sending tens of thousands of boxes every month. We are a subscription brand, but guys do buy products one off whenever they want. So there's a pretty good chance you might have heard from us.
But I think that that's important, and not even like you said to, to highlight the ladies a little bit. We give a lot of content on here for the women, and they come on here and they do their thing and things like that. But I would even say, for the women out there, this could still be a call to action for you in a sense. If you have a father figure in your life, an uncle, a brother, a cousin, a significant other, anything like that, who has maybe not been able to find a skincare routine that works for him, have tried to even do the skincare routine with you, but it's just not working or becomes too complicated or not staying consistent with it or anything like that. This could be a good eye opening thing for them. And this could be something that really, shifts their focus and
Absolutely.
the results themselves. So I think that the fact that you've learned your market, you've been intentional with your market, you continue to address your market. That's so important. Like you said, that male content, sometimes some people go on just looking for specific things or certain keywords, or just
Yep.
they want that specific aura, or just to go to a page and see, okay, this may be for me, this may not be for me, whatever the case may be. So I think the fact that y'all are doing that, honing in on that, it can only, and to hear about, to see that you're in different countries, to see that you're subscription based, to see the word of mouth get out there like that, man. I'm excited just to see how it continues to grow and how it continues to keep going, and even how more men, I guess, take a different approach or a different stance with skincare. I feel like sometimes it's not really something that we pay attention to. We just think, water, soap, and we just kind of keep it moving. But there's moisturizers, there's different skin types, there's
Yeah,
different weather. Like
exactly.
you said, we're in Chicago, it's cold right now. I'm down here, it's warm. So you have to also pay attention to that oily skin versus non-oily skin. There's so much that goes into it that I feel like sometimes, like you said, as men, we're just not listening, or we're just not paying attention, or we're over complicating things.
Yeah.
So
Well, we don't
thinking
we,
about
we don't listen that
that,
we don't listen that well. We're not good at taking care of ourselves. It's just not totally in our nature. Some guys are a little better at it than others. But like I said, some of those things I was discussing earlier, and I agree with you. Like, a female influence, and you said it, you're right on, whether it's a significant other, a sister, a daughter, getting them to explain the benefits of skincare to men is really important. What we found is we talk a lot of guys over here because we are men, talking to men, and we feel like we want our guys to really connect with us and our mission. But it's really important for, the ladies in our lives that influence, can influence us, to help us understand the benefits of taking care of themselves. I mean, I know that my wife is always getting after me about going to the doctors regularly. No male likes to go to the doctors. It's just not in our DNA.
Right.
And generally speaking, taking care of ourselves is not really in our DNA.
Absolutely right. Absolutely right. So I think that, if you can, because I even like what you said about this kind of being a trickle down effect. You take care of the skin, you recognize the benefits all around. You just feel better. You're
Correct.
moving better. Your energy may be better. Everything like that. So sometimes it's just that one step. It's just that one decision to make and say, okay, but look at how it transforms a lot of different things in your life. Because even with you focused on kind of the latter part of your previous answer was you spoke about dating. Well, when you're looking good, when you're feeling good, you might naturally say, okay, well, my skin's looking good. Now I want to get in the gym, or now I want to go out more, or now I want to do different things. And then people are, who knows how a conversation could spark up or what happens. And how skincare could really be the determining factor of every single thing with that. So
Don't
when I think,
underestimate it, Tamar. What you're saying is very, very true. I mean, based on all the feedback, I mean, we have 8,000 plus reviews, and we are very dialed into what our guys are saying and what they're telling us and what they're seeing. What you just said is really at the bullseye. I mean, we know that if guys, feel good about themselves, typically look good, but feel good about themselves and develop healthy routines, it just helps them everywhere in their life.
right, absolutely, absolutely. So now I'm thinking about skincare.
Yeah,
I'm thinking about that this may not be your first rodeo with entrepreneurship, but this may be your first rodeo with skincare.
right.
And I'm thinking about whenever we step foot into something for the first time, we learn different things. We may come in with our own preconceived notions. We may come in with things that from our own personal experience or just what we thought to be true, what we thought to be correct. With skincare being such a vast thing for both men and women alike, do you feel like when you came into this industry, when you came into this business specifically, that there were kind of some stereotypes, there were kind of some myths, or there were just things that you had to debunk or you had to learn about yourself? Were there any eye-opening experiences that this whole brand has really taught you and changed your approach to maybe how you move about certain things?
Yeah, that's a phenomenal question, Tamar. Because here's the thing, there's a philosophy, about well, let me just back up a second. You hear, what is unique about a direct consumer brand, and what the word you hear associated with it is disruptive, right? They're disrupting the way something else was being done. Um, and and that's true in whether it's in software or developing and shipping a product, or a new a new beverage. There's a lot of hot new beverages or soy milk or whatever it is. And sometimes there's an advantage. I read a book, Think Like a Rocket Scientist by Voral, and he talks about this mentality of, the advantage that you actually have of going into something that you don't fully understand, because you can have a disruptive mindset. So there is a slight advantage of not having experience, certain types of experience. We did not have, myself and my business partners did not have experience directly in skincare. And there is some purity to that. There is some advantage because we had no predisposed disposition about what we could and couldn't do, or what we should and shouldn't do, that you kind of have. Basically, we didn't have any baggage with us, and so I think there's something very pure about that, which is another reason, speaking to your audience about entrepreneurship. Um, people say, "Well, I don't know anything about that. I don't know if I want to go into that business." If you're really passionate about it, it can help you be disruptive by not knowing too much about what it is that you're trying to disrupt.
That's a very interesting perspective. I'm not going to lie. Sometimes coming in it with with no prior or no bias or anything like that will really make you attack it that much more head on and really accept and because as a human being, it's just in our nature sometimes to if we know something or if we've experienced something, especially if it wasn't the most pleasant experience, then we're always just going to keep that thought in the back of our head, PTSD, or just thinking about, well, the last time I was doing this or the last time I stepped foot into this, it went totally left. And while, you may not necessarily step into it with that approach, that's just always going to be here. And the mind is a powerful thing, man. You can psych yourself out to something before you even start, before you even really put your all forward. So I love what you said about, sometimes we really just overlook what we like, or sometimes we think too hard. We make it too, what's the word? Complicated, man.
Exactly.
So I absolutely love and agree with that. So I want to get into this box a little
Sure.
bit,
Yeah.
though. I'm very, like I said, when I opened this, I was thoroughly impressed. But for my fellas out there, for people out there who are going to be tapping in, can we just explain a little bit about, okay, so some of these products, I see AM in here, I see scrub, I see PM, I see eyes, I see super serum, I see wash. So
Yeah.
in thinking about this, a man opening a box, a man seeing, you know, five, six different bottles in front of him, he may look at the word uncomplicated. He may say, "Wow, so what's
Yeah. I
going on
agree.
here?" The
Yeah.
card and everything on it, though. The note card is very detailed and tells you what to do. It even has a morning versus night. But yes, please walk me through this box because I even see usage amounts. So I
Yeah.
love this. But yeah,
Yeah,
just
so
explain for
we
me.
did, we did hook you up with like our Mac Daddy box, which is our, anti-aging box, right? Our primary box is 4 items, and the majority of our first-time purchasers are buying like an essential box with 4 items in it. So really the premises of it is, and the instructions is kind of, on par with what I was describing earlier. It shows you exactly how much product you should be using. And we actually spec it out on the instruction card you were just holding. There's like an actual circle there. Like it should be this
Yeah.
much, exactly. And I don't think it's condescending. I mean, we're just making it guy proof, that's the goal. And so you use this much and you use it in the morning when you get up. So it's very simple, right? You brush your teeth, you wash your face, you use a moisturizer. And at night, and it says AM moisturizer on there. It says wash, that's what you do with it. You
Right.
wash your face. So you wash your face and then you use an AM moisturizer. There's another bottle in there. It says scrub. That is a scrub. And it says right on the card, you scrub 2 to 3 days a week. I actually have scrub days, Sunday and Wednesday are my scrub days. I actually look forward to using the scrub on my face. So Sunday and Wednesdays are my scrub day. I get up in the morning, I wash my face, I use AM. I go to bed at night, I wash my face, and I use PM. That's it. Your routine, which is a little bit more sophisticated in that box, is it contains 2 anti-aging and serum products. So it has an eye cream, which is fine line and wrinkles. Your skin looks phenomenal, but around my eyes, not only do I have some bags on my eyes, primarily from lack of sleep, but I have wrinkles in my skin. That product, the eye cream, is excellent for that. And we have, quite a few guys, and about the other half of guys are using some form of anti-aging. And it really is it is a little bit age dependent. So, if you're north of 30, definitely north of 35, you're starting to think about, fighting back Mother Nature. And then the other one is a serum. And a serum is a really incredible product that firms up your skin a little bit, adds a little bit of collagen, has some hexapeptide 8 and some other really strong effective chemicals to really nourish your skin and create more elasticity in your skin. So it really has a bit of a firming effect, and if you use it over time, it is extremely effective at improving the look of your skin. If you have a serum is also very good for guys that have a lot of skin issues. It levels out the color and the texture of your skin, and it levels out the bumps and blemishes in your skin. I'm pretty fortunate to have pretty consistent skin. Although I do have some blemishes on my skin right now, which is very odd. And I've been using the serum every day on my face. So that's basically what you have. Your system is, our advanced system of anti-aging system. So in that system, you would wash your face, put a moisturizer, or wash your face, then use an eye cream and a serum, and put your moisturizer over top of it. So it's adding a couple more steps in the morning. I don't use eye cream, but I do use serum at night. I wash my face. I use serum, and then I put the PM moisturizer on. It's really important when you're at night. Your body's totally shut down and rejuvenating. Use something. Our PM has a very high content of collagen. It's a marine collagen, which is incredibly good for your skin. I get up in the morning after using my PM moisturizer, and I look at my face and I notice a difference on the days that I don't use it. So that is the routine, and it seems kind of complicated when you start talking about anti-aging items, but wash your face and moisturize, scrub twice a week, and you're good.
And I like that. And for even like you said, the Mac Daddy boxes you called it, I'm gonna keep that one. I Even for it to have that many bottles in there, but for you to just break it down like that, it's
No.
not bad. You focus on one thing in the morning, focus on one thing at night. You make sure you're scrubbing. You pick those days. I may even adopt what you said. Sundays and Wednesdays are going to be my scrub
Yep.
days now. But too, I think about how anybody could open that box and how it could be overwhelming despite the card, despite anything, but
Definitely.
when you really break it down, really able to put it, even the bottles say on them, 2 times a week, or uncomplicated skincare for men, or AM,
You
PM
know
eye
it.
cream, or AM, PM. So I think that that's, even more of a breakdown. I think that that's necessary. But my question to you also now, I think about, what do you say to the man or men who don't know where to start when it comes to skincare, who have had problems, who have gone through good days, who have gone through bad days, who have tried this, who have tried that, who have done research, who have looked at chemicals, consulted a dermatologist, maybe even, but simply don't know where to start or
Yeah.
don't know what works for them. What do you say to kind of help
Yeah.
them ease
There's
themselves
a
into
lot
this
of
journey?
guys out there that that have it depends, if you really have skincare problems. Acne is a common one. Different types of bumps and blemishes. Razor bumps is a common problem. There are, like, if you haven't done anything, you just start off with a very simple solution: wash and moisturize. But if you have specific skin issues, like some of the ones I just mentioned, then you do need to, like, modify your routine, right? And we have additional products that is the way our systems are set up. Tamar, is like, some guys, like, they've been using a Kiehl's product. They've been using a Kiehl's whatever moisturizer for a long time. They can start our system. They try our moisturizer. They may like our moisturizer, and they may want to stick with Kiehl's moisturizer, and that's fine. They can actually, in our system, you could just take out any product that you want. Or add any product that you want. So you try our systems in the way that you and I have been talking about. But if you still like our if you like our moisturizer, but you want to stick with Kiehl's, it's no big deal. You just take the AM moisturizer or the PM moisturizer out of your box, and you follow our routine, but use your Kiehl's. If you have a different problem, we have uh, like a detoxifying face mask, which is actually our number one add-on product. We have thousands and thousands of guys that are using a face mask every month, and so if you have more problems, you want to manage the pH of your skin. You want to use, like, you want to exfoliate a little bit more. You want to use like a clay mask at least once a week, if not more. If you have really oily skin, you want to control oil in your skin. You want to use those two products more often. So we help guys understand that. We just want to get them started on, wash the face and moisturize. Start there.
And I love that. I love, because I feel like just starting is such a common theme across anything that you do. Sometimes really all it takes
Yeah.
is a start. You work your way from there, you learn from there, you see what works for you, what doesn't work, and then pretty soon you're gonna be buying that face mask every month. So I love that,
Yep.
man. I love that. I feel like the whole, like I said, even when I first opened this box, went through the card, I was just like, okay, this is not really that bad. This is very,
Sure.
straightforward. This is not play a guessing game or anything like that. But then to really hear it explained, to really hear it broken down, to really hear it, but find what works for you. I don't want people to get on here and just think that, just because Kelley said Sundays and Wednesdays, or just because he said that, you have to do it this way or add that or add. Find what works for you. Sometimes you have to start simple. Sometimes you have to build on from there. You don't have to come and get the Mac Daddy just to start with, and just be
Absolutely.
overwhelmed to see six. You start with what works best for you. And I think as guys, that's what we
Yeah,
just need
man.
sometimes. Just
Yep.
sit back,
And so
just
we're,
listen. Yeah.
we're
So
just talking about the whole story. We just want guys to be the best selves they can be. but we want them to take care of themselves. We're talking about it over here at Tiege Hanley all the time. Work out, get the right amount of sleep, be careful what you put in your body. Go to the doctors on a regular basis. Try not to drink too much. Have a healthy skincare routine. That's all. That's what we're talking about over here day in and day out, and we're just trying to help guys. And hopefully you'll use some of our products or all of our products. And if you don't, we're still creating content out there to help guys be the best they can be.
Come on now. That's all it's about. So something I spoke about towards the beginning of the interview was just my love for time. Just I feel like time is on our side. While it definitely goes by fast, while there's definitely things going on, while we're definitely working, we're 2 months in at this point, nearly three. Q1 will be here before we know it, summer, everything like that. But what can we expect? What can the guys, what can people just, tapping into this interview, maybe even hearing about Tiege Hanley for the very first time? What can we expect? Do you guys have any new products for the in the upcoming months, or is there anything that they can look forward to as far as like subscriptions or everything for some people
Yeah.
who may just be tapping and hearing you guys for the first time? I love something I'm big on here is I love surprise, not surprise in a sense, but I love just giving people
Yeah.
something to
Well,
look
I'll
forward
tell
to
you,
for
we're
what you
right
can do
around the
for
corner
free.
from one of our greatest product launches in a long, long time. We are going to have, this is kind of contrary to everything we've been talking about so far, but we're going to have a very professional grade retinol stick, which is a really like top notch over the top product that is really advanced skincare and is incredibly effective at, it's a matting, very fast drying, hydrous formula, high retinol content, does wonders for your skin. I mean, you can almost see the impact of your skin, within 20, 30 minutes of putting it on. And it's going to be in a stick form, which is really interesting. So, with luck in the next couple months, we're going to have a small run of that. We'll have a few thousand guys that will have an opportunity to try that product. And we're very, very excited about that. Some of the challenges is what you've been discussing, like how do we fit that into guys' routines? We have totally new in 2023 at the end of the year. We'll have totally new acne formulations, all new acne routine. Acne is about 10% of our business, and we actually don't give it as much care and feeding as we should. It is a really important thing, and it is a problem that a lot of guys face, especially younger guys. Then we do connect really well with younger guys, so we'd like to have great products out there for them to improve that. We do have acne systems right now, and they're solid. They're probably 4.23 star on Amazon, but we'd like to make them a little bit better. So we've got some brand new acne that is a 4-item system, which is going to be really nice. So we've got those products. We actually have two other like advanced, face care products, because the last 2 or 3 years we've been focusing on deodorant, body wash, bar soaps, lip balms, and things like that, which are all products that we want guys to try. Below the belt powder, which does incredibly well for us. So we've been focusing on those additional products. This year we're really going back hard towards face care, which is really what kind of company we started off as.
All right. So, fellas, y'all hear the diversity, man. Y'all hear that it's a lot out there for you to try, a
Yeah.
lot out there for you to experiment with. So, I'm very excited to, because I know my network, I know my audience, I know the conversations that me and my counterparts and my colleagues and things like that have. So, I know once I will start raving about this, I'm gonna definitely have some people tap into your way. But I'm excited, man. I'm excited to definitely come along this journey with you, be able to kind of tap in with you at this stage, but also for what's to come. I'm very excited, to see the growth, to see this continue to expand and get exposure all around the world, and for the content itself, because I definitely think, like I said, the focus and the intentionality behind this brand is amazing, and I think it's something that we take for granted as men. Like I said, sometimes we think a little bit too much, or we just don't think enough, or we just don't listen, or whatever have you. So very excited to see that also translate with my following and your following. But in order to do so, we definitely need to find out, what's the best places to tap in with you guys, where are the best places to find you, whether it be social media, website, email, anything like that. So for everybody out there who's going to be tapping in, Kelley, what's the best
Yeah, I
places
mean,
to reach
connect
you
with me
guys
on
over at Tiege
LinkedIn,
Hanley?
and if you have a question about entrepreneurship or business, hit me up on LinkedIn and say, I got a business question for you. And I will absolutely make time to meet with you. And I've done it with many and many, many of men and women. And I do so regularly. But you can find us at Tiege.com. We actually have a great, I think 30% off coupon for you guys, for your listeners. It's Tiege.com / down to business. And that's a number 2. So as everybody knows that listens to you. So, please give us a try and send me a note and let me know how you like our product and how you like our service.
Absolutely. And I'm definitely going to make sure I include that in the bio and when we drop this episode officially. So, no, I actually want to thank you for that. One, not only for extending yourself in that regard, whether it be about business or entrepreneurship, but one, thank you for, blessing people. You guys definitely come up with a great message behind this brand. And I think there's definitely a lot of progress to be made just as men, just with skincare, just even with our attitude towards it. So I'm definitely excited to hopefully see some of my people and some of my audience start there. We may even have to send a box to somebody to
Let's
one
do
lucky
it.
follower. So
Let's
I'll
do it. It's a
definitely
great
coordinate
idea. And by the way,
about
for
that.
all you
But
women
no,
listeners,
Kelley,
please
yep,
I know I'm talking to a lot of guys over here about a lot of guys talk, but ironically, the majority of all the businesses that I advise on as I'm going through it, actually every single one of them tend to be women businesses. So, women business in Ireland, I help, one in Maryland, one in Brooklyn, one in here in Chicago that I talk to on an absolute regular basis. Almost every week, I get a text from those ladies with business questions. So it doesn't matter if you're a guy or a girl, I'm more than happy to help out. If you have a business question, let me know.
absolutely. That's all it's about. So no, thank you for that. And I'm definitely hoping that people who are listening, whether you know me, whether you know Kelley, whether you know neither one of us, I hope that you're definitely not taking that for granted. Because whenever somebody extends themselves, whenever somebody is even doing what you want to do or on that track, man, you should always try to pick their brain. You should always try to, no dumb question is a dumb, no question is a dumb question. So I definitely do think that y'all should, one, connect, and then two, if there's anything that's on your mind, anything that you've been thinking about, anything you even want to bring to your brand, you like what you kind of heard today and from the content or from the marketing or anything like that, definitely tap in. But Kelley, I definitely have to
Thanks a
thank
lot.
you. Just thank you for the time. Thank you for, yeah, absolutely. Thank you for one, like I said, just giving men something to look forward to, a solution to a long-standing problem that I hope we really tap into and listen to. And to all of my, followers, to everybody who continues to tap in with the podcast, thank y'all, man. Down to Business is definitely very excited for the year to come. I'm very excited for, for y'all to just see everything that we have coming, from products like this to other interviewees to live events to anything. The sky is definitely the limit with us. So to everybody out there who continues to tap in, who continues to listen, thank you. I love all of y'all. This has been another episode of the Down to Business podcast. Here with Tamar Turner.